Hello guys, welcome back this morning. Been playing a bit more Dune Awakening, and today we go for the 6th trial, and hopefully further on after that. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Enjoy the game. I managed to get up there and I just gotta find the actual entrance point of it. Shouldn't be too bad. Yep, have a drink. Oh yeah, fuel from the ornithopter. Goes after.
Reveal yourself!
Oh, perfect double shot. I'll take that I'm not too worried by that fight to all the carbon or I guess like that. Let's go then. Let's see what we're going here then. I can't really go that way. We'll go this way then. Wrong way. I've got a glow tube. I have got a glow tube on me. There we go, this way. Let's see, go. Most likely going that way, so I want to get here. Look at that. Any more gas? Very much good. here we have the sixth trial location.
The Sardaukar destruction extends even to these small shrines. I cannot decipher their purpose, but the altar seems to have contained a quantity of spice. And the murals. Such beauty to be destroyed by the cut of a lasgun or blade. All I could decipher from here is another step on the journey of the Zensuni wanderers. Thurgrod. Perhaps there's some link between the Zensuni and the Fremen.
Got that big cross and the small one there. Let's take a look at the map again. Yep, so be along here. Alright. So I'm predicting around this area. That was a fairly easy one then. Let's get over on that way then. Yeah, but it goes away, so it's very nice. Yeah, spot this then. No, okay. Okay, it says not possible to place for it. There we go. Yes, it's down. There we go. Not bad. I don't need to worry about that. Reload. Oh, I've got the gas. Don't worry about all this things there. Let's get in here. chest in here. Yeah, I'll do that.
Someone's here.
Oh. No worry, yeah. You'll find it. It's actually inside. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, I get that one. Yep, today's the one. Let's get going. Almost guess. Never have too many things. Not free. No, that's where we know where it is. Oh, okay. That's a shortcut right there. Alright, let's do the 7th try. What do I do on this one? That's not being simple. There we go. There we go. What have we got here then?
Why were we created? Ibn Qiltayba. The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Do you understand? Our God gave us the Hulasikali Wana, the wind that eats flesh, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar carry shelter always against the cunning of Kranizek. Bila kaifa.
She had a portable shelter. That'll be handy.
We were exiled from Nilotic al-Urobra for our unwillingness to fight. For our willingness to forgive.
Could be handy.
For our willingness to forget. judges said, "Mine enemies are like green blades eaten down, that did stand in the path of a tempest. Hast thou not seen what our Lord did?" The wrath of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Why did God create us? We are the action and knowledge of God, and He has prepared the way.
Oh, to the left. I wasn't sure if I was going to reach that. Why don't we go this way?
Ibn Kirtaiba, the typhoon struggle. Why were we created to survive?
Okay, so they went the wrong way then slightly. Yeah. So it works. No, 7 people watching live. Let's go to the 8th trial. Go to the last trial. Also which one is it? Find out those Oh. What is that one? The wall carving indicating the final destination of the Al-Kil pilgrimage located on the border of Mesa Taril and Jabal Efret Agrid. The crevice is the highest mountain that protects the sand. The sands that provide home. On the border of Mesa and Efret. Oh, quite possibly here then. Yes. Is that good here? That is it. And this should be right there. Nope, nobody out here.
There's someone here. Shield off.
This has got to be it. Yep. Oh. That is a big structure there. A little bit of water.
Who's that? Eyes on hostile!
That's the first time I've actually seen that one. I think one of these guys would have some interest in it. No, inside. This is right. Carving in the door depicts a series of planets. A solid projection of handprint flicker in the front of the door. Yeah.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that are you have failed the
Okay. Roll then.
We are the we grew soft, Wally. So God brought us. You have failed the
Okay.
We grew soft on our wanderings. You have failed. You have.
Oh well then.
We are the people. We grew soft, Wally. On our wanderings, you have failed the.
Trial and error on this.
We are the people of Misr. We grew soft on our wanderings. We remember the slave cribs where we were held. You have failed. We grew on our wander. You have failed.
Oh, got it.
We grew on our wander. We remember the slave. The thread of the past was carried by word. And so many planets, across so many... A long journey, young. You have failed the proof.
Okay.
We are the people of... We grew soft on our wander. We remember the slave. You have failed.
Got it.
We grew soft. You have failed.
Done.
We are the Uyghurs on our wanderings. We remember the you have faith.
Vale.
We are the people. Uyghurs soft. You have faith.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down, guys. Actually, that road. I won't go for it. I'll actually get right.
You have faith.
As long as I actually press the right buttons.
We are the Uyghurs soft Wali. On our wanderings, we remember the slave cribs, the thread of the past, so many a long journey, young Wali. The time of Mihna has ended.
Hey, very good.
The path of the Zensuni Exodus is rare and hidden knowledge. You are no Masquerade cultist. Who are you? What do you seek here? The Fremen are long gone. Their sietch is abandoned. Only their ghosts remain to haunt these halls. That security door is encoded for Fremen biometrics. How did you bypass it? Perhaps we can help each other. I'm a scholar of Fremen social, cultural, and philosophical constructs, both past and present. They fascinate me. And I've studied the layout of this place. It's a death trap. Between the Masquerade trying to blow their way in and the structural damage left by the Sardaukar, the whole thing could come crashing down. And I have yours. The name's Ari. I serve no one. Let's say I'm something of a freebooting academic. And like you, my interests lie in discovering the true extent of the Fremen eradication. Or south, maybe. And while we like to think we're at the they could be anywhere beyond the deep desert or the not entirely. I'm sure that, but you're right. If we survive. It serves the Emperor to depict the Fremen as barbarous and savage, but look at their craft. I see the work of a socially and materially advanced people. A people with the innate practicality and good sense to worship a local and very available god. That's also, conveniently, an apex mega-predator. Did you encounter the Masquerade on your way here? They're some kind of cult. Worm worshippers based out of an abandoned power station far to the west. It's odd to see them this far east. But if they found this place, they'll be coming. Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment.
Seen any traps too?
Looks like there's no other way forward. I hope you brought your cutter ray.
I am gonna bring one.
We'll probably find that a lot of corridors and subchambers are collapsed and impassable. Some would have been brought down by the Others would have been brought down by the Fremen themselves to crush the invading assault force or channel them to a kill zone. The Fremen were known to keep large nests of scorpions in order to harvest their venom for blades. That's a door I don't want to open. Strange to think these corridors once echoed with the hopes and dreams of a lost multitude. Mothers, fathers, and children beyond count. And now, only silence. The silence this rock hasn't been in 10,000 years.
Our first goal on Arrakis is grassland provinces. We will start with these mutated poverty grasses. When we have moisture locked in to begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be to begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
So now first. That's where I set up. This one's dreams. And mine is that one.
Very good.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, Introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons and the door to the future. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
That's one of them. Yeah, that's right. What was the first?
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be to begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Plantation, shelter, downwind.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Let's give these two up on here first. Aerating animals.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Let's try this first one.
Congratulations. You share the knowledge of a Fremen pre-adolescent.
No. Oh, last one was so,
Good work. This must be the
there
way.
you go. It's this in case you guys know for yourself. These are the symbols you want for this bit here. Not too bad.
the masquerade. I was hoping it would take them longer to arrive in force. We better hurry up and be done with our business here.
Go around.
A deathstill. The place all Fremen end up at death, so they may return their water to the tribe. That script upon the platform reads, "The water of the tribe shall reveal the path." And I believe the path in question is related to the secret that's brought us both here. And while you were clearly no Fremen, you were able to pass their biometric locks without tampering or delay. Whatever lies beyond here, I believe your blood is the key.
Greetings, and Sabakul. If you are watching this, I am likely dead or captured. I came to sietch Talab in the same condition you find it now. Abandoned and despoiled. I must have triggered some kind of hidden alarm, because the Sardaukar were at my heels before long. They found me. I haven't long. So listen well. I was brought to this planet, like you and many others, with one overriding directive: find the Fremen. But when I finally came face to face with my quarry, I did not find the villains as described by the Communinet or the Emperor. Instead, I found a noble people being drawn into a conspiracy not of their making. A conspiracy extending from the very heart of the Imperium to the dark corridors of... I have to go. They don't know where I am right now, but I can't risk them finding what I leave for you. I wish there was more time. I have much to tell you, but your mere presence in this secret chamber indicates that the ones who sent us will not stop until they achieve their aims. I have hidden the details of my journey on a mimetic film locked within the safe on the wall. As with the security door and the deathstill, our blood is the key. And now, I lead the Sardaukar as far from here as I may. Ma salam.
Ooh.
Tricky Fremen. I believe more than half the technology in this room violates the first 11 Butlerian prescriptions. Probably more. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. And while the Fremen are ingenious, this technology far exceeds their reach.
Okay.
Who are you really? This film is encrypted with a kind of protection I've only encountered in the restricted section at the Nemesine Library on Artesia. I believe that encryption was of Ixian origin. That's not good.
No.
We need an Ixian decoder to access whatever is on this, and I have access to the resources of a great house. Don't be concerned. I'll reach out when I have more information. Besides, as a mystery, parting with people is a sadness. The Masquerette. I'm going to try to draw them off. I'll make contact when I have the film decrypted.
Infidels! The lightning worm cannot be deceived! You will pay for your desecration in blood! After them! Do not let them escape! will come!
Suppose if it comes straight here when I was still at the game. Yeah. But there you go. I'm well past that again. Does this like something? Oh no. No, this should be so okay to go down. What is this? Slightly to the door. Yeah, that's a great car. That's a nice car just outside. Never knew. Okay. Ah, there you go. Here's exit. New schematics available. I think I don't know which one it is. Yep, from deathstill. Ooh, that's not bad. I've had 10 of those at a time. I'll be laughing. Ooh. I haven't got those yet, that's sad. Why do I have to wait for it? I wonder if I can do that one while I'm talking. to scan him with. Where am I not? Okay, we're going to take a quick search and find out what it actually used for us. Visually, okay, so I actually need a handheld scanner. I do not have a handheld scanner on me. Okay. Never mind. Changed ever since then. I'll soon get there. Hopefully this picks up. Give this stuff a little bit of yeah, it was about water on me and a modified one to it. That'll be good for us.
Are you there? I've been trying to reach you for a while. I haven't managed to find an Ixine decoder for the mnemic film anywhere. And that is unusual, given the resources I have access to. It's as if they've been deliberately removed from the face of Arrakis. I'll keep looking, but I wanted to let you know. Keep your eyes open. Maybe one of the towns has a black market trader who kept one in stock. I'll be in contact.
I forgot I said there's one. Keep the cash over there. Therefore, they won. Can I keep that one? Is there time? waking up again. This goes to the hardware version. That's where I want to go first. Well, I completed the first part of the story. Yay.
Welcome. Would you like how much Solaris? Welcome. Would you like to deposit or withdraw Solaris? Welcome. Would you like to deposit?
That is Antares bat!
Вожги от Брежkai Vajdo. You are not the lion, but that is his beast.
Let's make this quick. I have a transport due any time now. Demo, Azat, and whoever you are, get out. And you. I don't know you. And that's a problem because it's my job to know everyone around here. Even the degenerate smuggler I declined to name as Mara Effendi. Of course I know that rogue. It's my job to know, and I'm good at my job. But then you come along to make me look bad in front of my superior. You were sighted fleeing the scene of a terrible crash. A prison transport, as I understand it, carrying work crews bound for Neo-Carthag. But here's the strange thing. We recovered the crew and passenger manifests. And what do you think we found? All hands were accounted for. 87 names, 87 bodies. Which brings us back to our central mystery. You. Who are you? How did you come to be on that shuttle? But most importantly, how are you known to the Fremen outlaw Zantara?
Avdo Brejkiva.
The Sardaukar say he helped you, and only you.
Shpato Has.
It's a shame we've not the time to dig deeper. I'm sure you would have much to share given the proper incentive. But alas, my expertise is required elsewhere. And while the Sardaukar are many things, jailers, they are not. So then, you may take your secrets to the grave. We will find and kill your Fremen confederate in any event.
No slight to you, Tors. I just thought that this interrogation might benefit from my visage. This prisoner was deliberately layered with a compulsion, and my face is the trigger. Enough of this. So a mystery within a mystery. Who did this to our prisoner and why? And what does it have to do with Zantara the Lion? Bring them. Fascinating. Your compulsion is designed to react only to the sight of my I am Count Hazimir Fenring. I serve the Emperor. You've heard the expression, the spice. So, having established who I am, we turn to what is noteworthy. Finally, do you remember who gave you this compulsion? That's remarkable. And then Zantara rescues you from the wreck. Truth be told, no. Exactly. I can use someone like, for now, that will let her know we've spoken. I leave you with this.
Intriguing.
I've been waiting for you. Come now, off-worlder. The Sardaukar let you go. Work for him. This he's one of the whoever gave you. Do nothing. Meet his contact. I'll do what I always do, off-worlder. Make sure you don't.
Sands of uncertainty, House Harkonnen stands firm as the bedrock of stability.
Which way will they be upwards?
Together we shall conquer all adversaries. Remember the sacrifices.
A kitten wanders in from the dark. Look. I like to think that Fenring has good taste in his solve problems. That's one way to look at it. We all do the dirty work of Count Fenring. Even my father bends his thick neck when what Fenring has in mind won't compromise your loyalties. I think the Harkonnens would find the work we... Oh, not me, kitten. This is Fenring's show. He wants you to do a little wet work. Oh, it's a boring old book from almost 10,000 years ago. A list of ways to kill people. Oh, his instructions were very specific, kitten. You're going to learn that. I have two names to whisper to you, kitten. The glutton and the paranoid. A new leader has risen amongst the slavers of the Haga Basin. We know almost nothing. The Assassin's Handbook teaches us of Chalmers, poison in the food. Your way has been prepared. Our agent, Petir, hides among the slavers. If you are caught, you do not know me. Then go, kitten.
We'll wrap it up. Very good.